Good morning, students. Today we will be studying chapter number 8, the donkey and the load of salt. As we all know, salt is one of the most important ingredients in our meal. Without this, no meal is completed. And this donkey, as we all know, that this animal basically it helps many of the persons to transfer our load from one place to another. Right. So let's begin with the chapter. The donkey and the load of salt. Right. This is a story about a merchant and his donkey. See, who is a merchant? Merchant is a person who sells and buys you can say who sell and buys some things in a very large quantity. Just say we are not merchants. We basically we purchases goods for our home, for our daily uses, right? But we are not merchants because we do not buy we are not buying the sugar like for 20, 30, 40 kgs for our home, for our domestic use. But these merchants, they buy all these things, all the ingredients in very large quantities. So those persons who purchases the items in a very large quantities, they are known as merchants. And his donkey, we are talking about, this is a story about a merchant, and merchant over here is a male, that is why it is mentioned his over here. In this story, the donkey befooled his master many times just for the sake of his comfort. For the sake of his comfort, अपनी फायदे के लिए this donkey befool means बेवकूफ बनाया किसको? अपने मालिक को, अपने merchant को. But when the master understood the donkey's intention, जब master को उसकी intentions, उसके गलत इरादों के बारे में पता चल गया, तो he too play a trick with him. और उसने क्या किया? He too means over here he is whom? He is the merchant who also played a trick with him. Who is him over here? Him is the donkey. So let's read the whole chapter. Okay. So long ago there was a merchant. I have already explained you who is a merchant. A merchant is a person who buys, or you can say sells the good in very large quantities. And long ago means there was a time. जब एक बहुत ही पहले समय की बात है. He used to deal in salt. And in which good he used to deal? He used to deal in salt. He had a donkey to carry the load. Load means बहुत ही ज़्यादा heavy thing, heavy load जो हमें उठाना है. और उसके पास क्या था? एक डंकी था इस लोड को उठाने के लिए. He used to load the salt on the donkey and sell it. Donkey के ऊपर at the back of donkey he used to load that salt and then he used to sell it. He had to cross a stream to go to another village. दूसरे village में जाने के लिए. See, another इसलिए लिखा हुआ है because he has to go from one village to another village, and for that he in between the way there is a stream. Stream is basically a small, you can say a small river, बहुत ही छोटी सी river. And once his donkey fell into the stream and much of the salt was dissolved in the water. Once while going from one village to another, there is a stream that comes in between. In that stream, this donkey, he falls into that stream, and half of the salt which was loaded at the back of the donkey, it get dissolved in the water. What do you mean by dissolve? It get mixed in the water. In that water, the donkey easily crossed the stream due to the light weight of salt on his back. As half of the salt has been dissolved and it just fall into the salt stream, so donkey, his weight got light, right? And due to that light weight, he was easily able to easily able to cross that bridge, no, sorry, cross that river cross that river basically. The donkey was very happy. At that time, the donkey was very happy as the load was very light, at the back of him, right? So the donkey on the next trip knowingly fell into the stream. Knowingly means जो चीजें मुझे पता है and फिर भी I am doing that. This is knowingly. पता है फिर भी हम कर रहे हैं. Knowingly he again fell into that stream, and the merchant suspected the animal's intention. Suspected means this merchant got doubtful on this person. Suspected का मतलब क्या हो गया? He was very much doubtful. उसको डाउट हो गया किसके ऊपर? दिस डंकी के ऊपर, दैट ही फॉल्स इंटेंशनली इन दैट स्ट्रीम. On the other day too, the donkey intentionally repeated the same trick, और same trick ही दोबारा से डंकी ने यही से रिपीट किया वापस से. intentionally he just fall into that stream. was now the master was sure about the animal's evil's intention. Evil means very bad intention. उसके बारे में master को क्या हो गया? He came to know about the evil intention of the donkey. Evil means bad. ठीक है? The next day, the merchant loaded the donkey with a lot of cotton. Now, the very next day, the merchant loaded donkey with cotton at the back of him. See now what happened. The donkey once again repeated the same trick. और donkey ने वापस से वही trick अपनाई दोबारा से to get fell into the stream. But this time when he fell into the stream, this time the load became very heavy. Why the load became very heavy? Very heavy because the cotton at the back of the donkey which was loaded, it was of light weight, but as soon as the cotton as soon as the donkey he fell into the river, so the load behind him, load at the back of him got heavy because cotton was light in weight, and as the lightest particle when it falls into the water, water get absorbed in that cotton and his weight becomes heavy. You can say if the cotton is like, it's like 5-6 kgs or more than that, suppose it's of lightweight because it's a very you can say it's a very thin fabric, but as soon as the cotton fell into that stream, the water, that fabric absorbed the water from the stream, right? And now this weight, it becomes twice. If the cotton is of suppose 6 kgs, then it becomes around 15 kgs. Why? Because the fabric, it absorbs the water. Now the donkey carried the heavy load. अब donkey को क्या हो गया? Now he carried the heavy load at the back of him, and it was very tiring him to move on. Now it was very difficult for him to move out of the stream as he was loaded with the heaviest weight. Right? Now the donkey now realized his mistake. Realize means when we realize our mistake, जब हमें किसी चीजों का एहसास हो जाता है, he stopped falling down into the stream anymore. अब आगे से whenever his merchant was taking him to carry the load from one village to another, now he did not repeated the same mistake. Because he realized that it was not good to play with the tricks, and the merchant had taught the donkey a good lesson. And merchant, with this trick, he taught a good lesson that we should not trick anyone. See, from this chapter what we learned, that we should not befool our parents, our teachers, that we are studying. We should not make them feel like we are studying but actually we are not studying. Like the way we used to do, हम लोग पढ़ाई करते time we used our cell phones, we use television, we are distracted in many things, but we should not befool our parents that we are studying, but in the reality we are not studying, right? So we should not do this. We should study properly to become successful, and through many chapters we have learned that hard work is very necessary for all of us, right? And one more thing, that apart from hard work, you should always true to your work, you should always genuine to your work and obey your parents and stay hydrated and take good nutrition and read this chapter. Thank you.